watched a video from me before, hi, welcome. I hope that you subscribe. I hope you like it here. And for anyone else that has watched a video of mine, make sure that you are subscribed. And at the end of the video, make sure that you press the like button and that you leave a comment. So today in this video is going to be all about not comparing yourself to someone else that's your age. And I feel like that's important because especially like nowadays, that's kind of, it's easy to compare yourself to the next person, especially the next person who's the same age as you. But after today, we're quitting that. We're gonna understand that all of our journeys are equally as special and that they're all tailored to us. So if you're interested in that, then just keep watching. So I'm just speaking for myself and like from my experience. So I'm 26, I'll be 27 this year in May, and I feel it's sometimes, like every once in a while, it's really easy to start comparing yourself to someone, especially people that are the same age as you. You'll start being like, well, they have this or they have that or they have X amount of money and I have, you know, this X amount of money. And I feel like that's normal. I mean, everyone does it. Is something that's easy to do, but I use like money as an example because that's something that like everyone's always trying to compare themselves, like, oh, who has like more money or whatnot. But you don't know like what they've had to go through to get to where they are. You don't know like their journey. You don't know how hard they may or may not have struggled to get to like where they are. So it's going to look different because that's them and you're you. Your path is going to be completely different than the next person's path, you know? And like, I know for me, being that I'm turning 27, I look at other 26-year-olds sometimes and it's like, oh wow, they seem to like really have like their life together. And I mean, my life is not in shambles or anything like that, but like I feel like I should be a little bit further along than like what I am. And that got me down for a little bit. But I also have to remember that I'm far along for myself. Just for myself and like my early 20s to now, I've come a long way. And so someone might be looking at me like, wow, Sarah really has her life together. And I'm looking at myself like, I do? Thank you. But far from what I would want my life to look like. I'll give you another example. The last time I really seriously like compared myself to someone else that was exactly my age was like a month ago or so. And I was doing a wire for someone, and the wire was for them buying a house. And I was like, wow, that is such a huge accomplishment. Like, you're 26 and like you and I want to say her husband are buying a house. Like, wow, that's great. That's beautiful, you know? And I was just looking at myself and I was just like, I am so far away from being ready to buy a house or even having like the financial stability to buy a house. But we're the same age, so how is she doing it? And I'm the same age, but I can't buy a house yet. And I was like, what's wrong with me? Like, did I do something wrong in my early 20s? Like, did I not make the right decision so far in my life? But it has not necessarily anything to do with that. It's just maybe she obviously did things differently than me. But I have no idea. Like, I don't know the woman. I have no idea what she had to go through, you know? I had no idea how she was even able to do that, but that was her path and like her journey. It aligned for her to be able to buy a house at 26. It's not my time yet, and that's okay. Like, everyone is arriving at like different points in their life at a different time and at a different rate. I don't have kids yet. I'm 26 and I don't have kids yet. And I've looked at like other 26-year-olds, and yeah, some of them, a lot of them, I won't say a lot, some of them do, you know, they have kids or they have a few kids by now. And it's like, dang, did I again, like, did I like do something wrong? Like, should I have kids right now? And it's, again, it's like, no, like, it's okay. It's all good. It's gonna happen when it's gonna happen, and when it does happen, I'll be grateful for that. But you don't know. So I try not to compare myself to others, because all that's doing is like putting me down on myself. And then at 26, 27, I feel like a lot of older people kind of push on you that like you should have a career, you should have went to college, okay, you should have finished college, you should have went to grad school, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the fact that I didn't go down that path is like, oh, my path again just looks different than them. And they say that not only, you know, you should have went to college and grad school so that you can have a career. So because I don't have a career, then it's like, oh, well, am I, like, again, did I do something wrong? Like, but I don't want to get stuck into, I don't want to call anything a career unless I'm passionate about it. So they say by now you should have a career, you should have a puppy, you should be married, you should be owning a house. And some 26 years old, and I keep saying 26 because that's just how old I am, so that's what I'm going to talk about, that some have done exactly that. And that's great for them. Like, that's totally okay. But even if you don't have a career at 26, 27, that's okay. You know, they say that you should have your life figured out by now, but I don't agree with that. Like, I just don't. I don't agree that you should have your whole life figured out by now. I do feel like even though I don't have a career, that there are things that like I'm super passionate about. And like, I'm passionate about like helping people. Like, even when I was like a young girl and they always ask you like what you want to be when you grow up, I think all the careers that I've thought of for myself have been like careers where like I'm helping someone. So I think the very first thing I ever wanted to be, I want to say, well, actually, I take that back, because I think the very first thing I ever wanted to be was a skateboarder. I don't know why I thought that was gonna work, but anyway, I would say a doctor. I knew I wanted to be, at one point I wanted to be a doctor, I wanted to be a nurse, I wanted to be a teacher. I was on a teacher thing for years, up until like I got to like middle school, and then I was like, no, that ain't for me. But, and then I wanted to be, as I got older, I wanted to do something with like psychology. So I wanted to be a therapist, or like a marriage and family therapist, like a counselor, like a psychologist. You know, I want to be someone that you can come to and like talk about your issues, and if need be, I can like prescribe you something to help you. And I've always kind of like, as I was growing up, I've always wanted to like help people. I've always wanted to like listen to people's problems and try to help them and like give them advice. I've just always been like that. So I should have known then that that was going to have to be at the core of whatever career I wanted to have. And as I even like got older, I've kind of changed that. Like, I don't want to do necessarily any of those things anymore, but I know that I want to help people. And I think that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to start this channel, was because I want to help people. I want to talk about my experiences, and I want to be able to like have a safe zone for like other women, and yeah, and like other men too, like, but I really want to like help like other women. You know, I want to inspire them, I want to help them, I want to share my stories, because I know there's people that can relate to them, and there's gonna be people who can't relate to them, and that's okay. They still like kind of learn something from it, you know? Like, I want to use my platform, like, as I grow on this channel, to like spread awareness about like certain things, and to just have a place where people can kind of come for like, and just feel like, okay, yeah, I can relate to her, or like she knows what I'm talking about, so I'm gonna watch her, because like we're here, we're on the same page, we're on the same wavelength. So like it makes sense for them to come and like be here. I know what my passion is. I truly feel that helping people is like what I was meant to do, is what I was put on this earth to do, is to find a career where I can help people at the end of the day. That's my path, and it's going to look different than your path. Your path might be to be a doctor, you know, and help people in that way. Your path might be to, you know, be a professional skateboarder or parkour or like something like that. That's your path. And if you're not there yet, I think that's why they say in your 20s to just go and do everything. Experiment, do everything, because that's how you're gonna find what you're passionate about, by trying different things. You're gonna try some things that you're gonna be like, nah, that's not for me, or I don't like it. But you're gonna try other things that's like, wow, I never thought that like I would like that, or that's actually kind of fun. And who knows, it might start as a hobby, but then like through dedication and like working hard, it might be something that can turn into that career for you. And a career doesn't have to be anything that what you would typically think of as a career. It doesn't have to be a doctor. It doesn't have to be an athlete. It doesn't have to be what else is there? It doesn't have to be management. It doesn't have to be any of that for it to be a career. So if you haven't found what you're passionate about yet, or like what you want to do for the rest of your life, and you're 26, you're 27, you're 28, hell, you're even in your 30s, that's okay. You just haven't found that. You haven't found that thing that sparks you, you know? And that's okay. And I think that might be why I've stayed in the industry that I'm in for like so long, to a certain degree. If you don't know, I work for a credit union right now. But even before I worked for this credit union out here in Vegas, I worked for a bank that I started with in California, in Sacramento. And I was with that company for like 4.5 years. And then I went to a credit union. So overall, I've been in like the banking, like financial world for like 5 years, which is pretty much all of my 20s. I spent all of my 20s in a bank. So you would think that like that must be something that like I'm passionate about. And it's not the financial part that I'm passionate about. Like, it's the fact that in a way I'm helping people. Like, I'm helping people with their finances. Like, I'm helping people, you know, learn what it means to save, and, you know, even invest, and like how to stay organized with their money. And something that I feel like is super rewarding in that is that when you have people that they come in and they have a whole list of problems, because it happens. People are going to come in and they have a whole list of stuff that's just wrong. They can't do this, they can't do that, or they don't know how, or they're locked out or something, and you're going to have to help them. The people that you're able to help, like, I'm probably not going to describe it to the degree that it makes me feel, but the light that turns on in somebody's eye when all of their problems are solved, and they're able to log into online banking, you know, they're able to set up Zelle, and now they can send money to their other bank, or now they can set up an automatic payment, or like something like that. The light that comes on their face and their eyes when it's like, wow, like I can do that now. Like, I don't know, it might sound crazy, but I love that. That's the best part of my job. It has nothing to do with money. Yes, I make a decent wage, but it has nothing to do with that. It's the fact that I was able to help someone. And not only was I able to help someone, but I didn't have to like transfer them anywhere. That I was able to do that. I provided a service to them that has really benefited them. That's actually a benefit. And like when they walk away, I'm like, yeah, like really, like, thank you for being a member. Like, I hope you know that we'll always be here to help you with your needs. That's huge. I love that. Like, now granted, don't get me wrong, after 4 or 5 years, it's real easy to get burnt out and not want to do this stuff anymore. It is real easy. I even took a break from this for a while, but it's because you have people that come in, and after a while, too many bad apples will be like, okay, I need a break. I need a break. I need to be able to like recharge. But you'll get that one super ripe green apple, and you're like, yeah, this is why I get up every day. This is why I come to work, and this is why I'm here. This is why I've been here for so many years. This is why. It's because of people like you. I'm able to help you. So that's just like, for me, that just further reiterates that helping people is my passion. Helping people is what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. And however I'm able to help someone, because I don't want to be in like the financial world like for too much longer. Hopefully within the next like year or two, I'll be able to like leave like for good and like be good. But that's why I think like this channel is so important to me, because hopefully I'm able to help someone, and hopefully I'm able to like touch millions of people one day, and that's what I do it for. It has nothing to do with like money or anything like that. Is being able to really get up every day and do what I love. I just get to get up and I get to help people for a living. I get to make videos that's gonna help people. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, that's all I really want. So if you find yourself comparing yourself to anyone your age, younger, older, don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to compare yourself, because once you find your own spark, like, you're not even gonna be worried about what someone else is doing, you know? Like, it's not even gonna like matter to you. And when you reach that milestone that you see that other person has reached, again, you're not gonna be worried about them. Like, everything happens in its own time. Like, I really do believe that God has a plan for everyone, and he's designed everyone's path and everyone's spark and like plan to be different than the next person. So just because you see somebody with something, one, doesn't mean that you can't have it, and two, it doesn't mean that you're not gonna have it one day. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Like, I really, really appreciate it. I really appreciate the support. And if you're not already subscribed, please make sure that you do press that subscribe button, and make sure that you like and you leave a comment down below. And yeah, I just really appreciate everyone that's watching this, whether it's your first video or like the 5th video. Like, I just really appreciate it. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.